Okay, so our organization is Northeast Therapeutic Boating Organization. And my name is Rebecca Dykstra. I'm 24 years old. And almost 3 years ago, I sustained a brain injury. I went to college at Stockton University, and in my senior year, I decided to study abroad. I went to the University College of Dublin in Ireland, and I'd spend the next 4 months there. My roommate happened to play rugby and asked me if I wanted to play. I said, why not? What could possibly go wrong with a sport where all you do is tackle each other and not wear any equipment? Right? What can go wrong? I've always been adventurous and daring. Growing up, I played ice hockey, I snowboarded, and pretty much did any extreme sport you could think of. So I was always athletic, active, and willing to try anything. So I decided to give rugby a go. During one of the games, I was running full speed, and I went to go tackle the girl with the ball, and instead of hitting her with my shoulder, I hit her with the front of my head, and I ended up snapping like my head and neck back, and then I also hit the ground. So my neck and back snapped back, and then that's when my world got turned upside down. The person I was never who I was going to be again. I went from being an extremely active person to a bedridden one. I knew immediately that something was wrong and linked it to a concussion. I still had 2 more months in Ireland, so every day I would wake up hoping things would change and would wake up normal again. I did go to the hospital and doctor there, but they wouldn't give me a brain scan because I wasn't throwing up and I didn't have memory loss. All the doctors told me was to stop playing rugby and eventually the concussion would go away. Or were they wrong? When I finally returned home, I couldn't even lift my head off the bed because my neck and head felt like it was 50 pounds. I was practically bedridden for 6 months and would go to a few classes and sleep for the rest of the day and also sleep on the weekends. My doctors finally diagnosed me with post-concussion syndrome, which is basically a concussion that never goes away. The brain injury came with a lot of hardships and symptoms. I had headaches, migraines, dizziness, fatigue, light and noise sensitivity, depression, anxiety, sleeplessness, higher cognitive thinking, concentration issues, back and neck and shoulder pain, and memory issues. So if I repeat myself or forget what I'm going to say, it's because of that.
We do it too.
I couldn't read more than 5 pages of book without getting a headache or dizzy. I didn't have the energy to even have a conversation with someone. I couldn't watch TV, look at my phone, or even get in a car because I would get too car sick. All I did was lay on my bed and stare at a wall for hours every single day. And this is coming from a person who always used to be super active. I used to go all day, every day. What I used to accomplish in one day would now take me weeks to accomplish. I could only do one thing a day. For instance, go for a walk or read something. The injury took place in October, and now summer was rolling around. I still didn't have the energy to leave my bed, but the one consistent thing that would get me out of bed was going on our boat. I would save up all my energy for the week just to make it on the boat for a few hours. Then I would rest for the rest of the week and do it all again the following week. My doctors told me I had to get back to my life little by little, and boating was my life. It was who I was. When the injury happened, I lost everything I was, and with boating, I was able to get a major part of myself back. Boating is where I thrive and enjoy life the most. I grew up driving boats and jet skis, and my parents owned a fishing and tackle store since I was a baby. When I was 10, they bought Greenwood Lake Marina in Hewitt, New Jersey. I started to realize how happy the boat made me and how much it helped me in my recovery. I wanted to get to a stable point in my recovery where I could shed this light onto others. I wanted boating to improve and enrich the quality of life for people who may not get this chance otherwise. If this experience can help individuals with physical, emotional, or mental disabilities just for a few hours, we did our job. So I mentioned the idea to my mom, and she and I created a 22-foot pontoon boat. So what we did was we got a pontoon boat and we took everything off of it. We took the sides off, carpets, everything, and we built this, we got new sidings, we got carpet, and we built special seats that were like skinny enough so we could fit a wheelchair that would roll up through the seats. So then we got a wheelchair ramp that attaches and detaches on the front of the boat so they can get easily on. And then we have a helm, and then in front of that we have wheelchair locks where the wheelchairs can get secured. So our boat comfortably fits 12 passengers. We have me and Kaylin, and then we can have 12 guests, or 10 guests, my bad. And then my mom donated the boat to the nonprofit, and that boat was born, Northeast Therapeutic Boating Organization. Then I got together with my best friend of 10 years, Caitlin Adia, and we started reaching out to schools and organizations that would be interested in the idea. On June 6th, we booked our first boat trip. We've had 14 boat trips since then and 70 people on our boat. Those included individual families, schools, and programs, including Eastern Seals, EPIC, CTC Academy, Arc of Bergen, Comprehensive Behavioral Healthcare, Pride, Bloomingdale Senior Center, high school public schools disability class, and stroke, brain aneurysm, and survivors. Their injuries included but not limited to brain aneurysm, brain injuries, brain tumors, strokes, cerebral palsy, autism, and ADHD. The schools meet us at Greenwood Lake Marina, and we launch the boat from there. We've been taking out trips on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 1. These trips are fully funded and free for these groups. We tailor each trip to the group. We ask them what they prefer to do, whether they'd drive around slow, fast, take stops, or put their feet in the water. So we usually give about a 2 to 3 hour boat ride. We take them to various beaches, we take them fishing, we let them put their feet in the water, we take them to restaurants, get sandwiches, we also take them out for ice cream. And then I also have a therapy dog that I trained in the last 6 months, and she comes on board with us to provide extra relaxation. And then me and Kaylin interact with the passengers and are able to enjoy a nice day on the lake while taking in the scenery. In the future, we hope to raise enough money to get a larger boat and secure a location on the lake for a beach and other water activities, such as kayaking, for those who are not capable of riding on a boat. Every trip that has gone out has benefited from our program. Groups tell us they can't wait to return after being on the boat. Overall, clients seem more relaxed, balanced, peaceful, and full of life. We couldn't tell you how many amazing smiles we have seen and how many faces light up when they are on the boat. We focus on our passengers' abilities and not their disabilities. Our everyday lives are full of stresses and can just be overwhelming, and spending time in the water can help improve our mood, help depression, anxiety, and stress. Our goal is to bring about positive mood, psychological well-being, meaningfulness, and vitality. Exposure to nature allows us to remember and value things like relationships, sharing, and community. Mind had performed a study on the impact of nature on our general well-being, and 90% of those interviewed said their mood had improved. Another research, they were researching the positive effects of blue space, which is aquatic environments like seas, rivers, and lakes, and they were trying to see if it improved our health and well-being. The more images that people have saw of water, the more positive effect they had. They also found that good health is more prevalent in those who live closer to the coast. They looked at heart rate, blood pressure, and mood, which all improved while watching water. Water cools our bodies, heals, invigorates, inspires, renews, and relaxes our minds. It builds new memories, creates nostalgia, feels good, is fun, and connects us to each other and ourselves. They also did the same studies with green space, which is like green environments, on our health and well-being. And the more green people see, the less stressed and happier they are. So our program allows our guests to be surrounded by blue and green space. Our guests get double the positive effects on their mood and health. Boating also has a positive effect. Surveys show that boaters and their families are healthier and more confident. Discover Boating and Russell Research conducted a survey in 2007 that showed that boaters showed higher levels of physical fitness, overall health, leadership skills, and the performance of their children in schools and their love lives are all better. Their data coincides with the fact that spending time with your family and friends aboard a boat is one of life's most pleasurable activities. Our program is designed to be a unique, safe, fun, adventurous, and exhilarating way to socialize amongst friends and familiar faces, and new ones. They also discover that the benefits of boating last long after the experience is over. They agree that families and friends who spend time together while on a boat enrich their lives while on the boat, but also off the boat in many areas of life. We had one young girl on our boat, Courtney, who was 22 years old, who said that after being on the boat with us, she had a new outlook on life. Instead of waking up angry and depressed, she wakes up smiling and happy to be alive after being on board with us. She said she truly had the time of her life, and we don't know what we've done for her. She's usually stuck inside watching TV and laying down, and our program allows for her and many others to leave the house and get an experience of a lifetime. Many of the people we work with never had the opportunity to even be on a boat or on a lake for that matter. Our program gives them the opportunity to leave their mundane schedules and typical everyday lives to experience something truly beautiful, fun, and life-altering. We are also building leadership, self-confidence, and empowering individuals who come on board with us. We empower them by showing them they can do anything as adventurous and extreme as boating, and they can do these things anyone else can do. The fact that they can leave their house and indulge in such an experience is giving them the self-confidence that they can do anything. We are also building leadership skills by strengthening the way they work and interact with others. We are trying to create a sanctuary for our guests, and we want them to forget about their everyday struggles and fears. We do this by surrounding them with familiar, comforting faces, new positive energy and new faces, nature, and water. Boating itself is low impact, which keeps it safe, but at the same time it is thrilling, exciting, and adventurous. which makes it a safe but fun experience overall. It is an amazing bonding experience that creates long-lasting memories. Being on open water and blue space can create about freedom and provide an escape. It gives them a chance to step away from all the technology of on the boat and unwind and be free of all inputs. So one of our trips in particular, we took out a disabled group, school, Pride is in West Milford, and they had 25, I want to say adults, and we took out 2 boats, and the whole day we were just racing each other. They were all smiling, laughing, we were splashing each other, they were singing and dancing. It was like, honestly, one of the best days ever. And then some of the kids we take out are actually like daredevils. Like they want me to be like a race car driver on the boat. So the one girl, Courtney, she was like, we need a bigger engine. Like this boat doesn't go fast enough. And I was like, a bigger engine? We have a 150 on it. That thing goes pretty fast. And she's like, we need a bigger engine because she wants to go faster next time. And I said, don't worry, Courtney, we'll work on it. And then another boy, Anthony, you should have seen his eyes light up and his smile light up when we hit bumps or when we turned. He just like was so excited. But when we did like simple, like just going slow, he was like sleeping. So they show us like how willing they are to push their limits and they can do anything else anyone else can do. And then another trip, it wasn't like we weren't racing or anything, but we took out stroke and brain aneurysm survivors, and they were able to meet other people with stroke and brain aneurysms that they haven't met before. So they had a like opportunity to bond with each other and people with similar injuries and like bond over their struggles and hardships. So what do I get out of it? The best part about taking your guests out is they don't hide their emotions. They wear their emotions on their sleeves, so I know when they're enjoying something. Most of the people that come out with us are smiling, laughing, and dancing. One trip, I didn't even realize our guests didn't even speak English until 2 hours after meeting them because all we did was laugh. But seriously, the whole time we were like laughing and I didn't realize that they didn't even speak English because we were bonding, just laughing the whole time. And I'm like, wait, you don't speak English? Like, so we were able to bond and communicate through laughing, and I didn't realize we weren't even talking. Seeing the smiles on their face and the pure enjoyment is the best feeling in the world. It truly is humbling and fulfilling. And it humbles me in my own injury because I've been through so much hardship, so when I see these people have a worse injury than me, it like puts me in my place and I'm like, wow, it could be way worse. So it really humbles me. And then one of our guests who was 60 years old came up to us at the end of the trip and they told us that this was their best day of their life. And I can't tell you how amazing that was to hear because you can imagine of 60 years of living that this was their best day of their life. And so a lot of us take life for granted and I'm just happy to be alive. I'm always used to boats and always had the opportunity to use one of them. So when someone hasn't been on a boat before and tells me it's the best day of their life, I realize how lucky I am to even have that opportunity. And then a few quotes that people have said. Courtney of 22 said it's just so peaceful. Another girl said I love the wind in my hair. Boating provides them with an opportunity to socialize and experience serenity from a unique perspective. My hopes are that many others could share in this beautiful experience that these 2 young ladies are providing for those whose daily life can be a struggle. That was one of the aids. And then this is another aid. This outing is such a blessing for all, but especially for those like some of my clients who have scarce resources and social interactions. To see them so happy, I'll treasure this memory as much as they will. And then one more nurse said, it's very hard to find things that work for her with her limitations, so what you're doing is truly beyond amazing. And I'm just so grateful to be here and share my story, and thank you very much. 973-618-6987. info.netbo@gmail.com. And then our website is www.netbo.org.